And then second, the Senate's version of the budget. Again, that had been released about a day prior to us meeting. Now, the Senate's version of the budget provides a significant increase in teacher salaries for those that elect to forego tenure, anywhere between 7 and 20% increase. However, but it appears that the Senate's version of the budget proposes salary increases for teachers as a pawn in a political game that allows certain areas of public education to be put on the chopping block. And those areas include funding for teacher assistants, which is basically cut in half per this budget proposal, which would be a reduction of approximately 117 positions for Pitt County Schools. Yep. It also changes the funding formula for a second and third grade teacher to 1 to 18, which basically would reduce about 12 teaching positions allotted within Pitt County Schools. There's a situation which reduction to transportation funding, about 6%, which would be over a $300,000 reduction. School nurses are reduced within this budget. About 5 nursing positions would be reduced within our classroom. Overall, a reduction of over $5 million in funding, and so that these areas are cutting the budget and basically, saying that these areas aren't needed, so to speak. And we need to make sure that we promote to our legislative group the importance of teacher assistants in all areas, and not to be using such areas as leverage in a political game moving forward. What's most concerning to me, and I know I'm kind of biased in this process, but basically it speaks to the value that certain positions within our school system bring back to the classroom. And basically the lack of respect of that value. Yep. For example, the state version of the budget basically says that second and third grade teacher assistants are cut in half, and the teacher allotment formula is cut in half. At the same time that we are appropriating $350,000 in state funding this summer to provide a Read to Achieve summer program to make sure our students are reading on grade level. And at the same time that teacher assistants are expected to be those ones administering the Read 3D assessments so that teachers can better individualize instruction. It sends a mixed and yet very dangerous message to what the true intentions of a budget proposal as such would be to public education in the state of North Carolina.
We need to have it out in the public. There's no way through a Senate budget that we can, through attrition in retirements and resignations, handle all of those cuts that they're talking about.
Absolutely not.
That needs to be said publicly.
And I sat in a meeting at South Greenville Elementary just a couple of weeks ago, and several of those teachers and the principal said, we need more teacher assistants right here at South Greenville Elementary, which we've all talked about. Is a wonderful school. And here, this would say, we have to tell 117 of you that you are now unemployed. That's unacceptable. We have an asthma clinic in this community, a heart center, a dental school, and we're looking at potentially having to wipe out 5 nurses in our schools when we don't even have 1 nurse per school.
Right.
But I can tell you how many prescriptions of QVAR are out there, a whole lot, and that needs to be monitored in our educational setting very much. And the transportation allotments, the lack of accountability in this kind of budget, the lack of taking responsibility is inexcusable and outright shameful. Thank you, Mr.
Yeah,
Chair.
and I could use cliches all day long, but I think that our teachers need to understand that, yes, everyone supports increases in salary. It's well overdue, well deserved.
Absolutely.
But it cannot be used in order to win political favor, and in the process basically dismantle various parts of public education that are providing a direct impact back to classrooms in certain areas that the state has as earmarked as top priorities.
That's right.